Ladies and gentlemen, Xander Carver. Hello. Hey. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for being here tonight on this live stream. I know it's a busy Friday night, but it's good to see everybody here. You know, I've actually always wanted to do stuff like this on YouTube ever since I was a little kid, about the age of 5 or 6. You know, when YouTube was brand new. And, you know, when I was a kid, I promised myself that if I ever got big enough on YouTube, and I think we're finally there, that I would do this. And so, if you'll please just indulge me for a moment. Please go out with me, Britney Spears. Oh, this lined up poorly this week, huh? You know, I did make that promise like 15, 16 years ago. So, it's been a while. So, anyway, yeah, I do a lot of voice work here on YouTube. You know, I was the original voice of characters like Carnold before he became his own person. Yeah. Good to know he's still popular. And then, of course, I did a lot of the stuff for Too Many Xanders as well. I played a lot of the characters back then. But I'm really happy to be here tonight as myself, Xander Carver, although the voices did really get me where I am today.
Okay, you're doing good, pal. Doing good. You're very likable so far. Keep it up. Do not look at the poster of Power Girl with her giant personality. Just focus on the monologue, and you'll be fine.
Oh, you're doing the voices, you bloody muppets. You said you weren't going to do them, but here we are. Look, guys, I'm more than just voices. I book a lot of the wrestling shows on LS11 Universe. Oh, yes, and there are so many wrestling writers host YouTube live streams. I've heard Don Morocco is hosting next week's stream.
I'm not doing any voices, I'm just talking.
No, not you, you idiot. Xander, he's the one doing the voices.
Well, why don't you just mind your own business?
Why don't you mind your drunk ass?
Yeah, can I get in on this?
Guys, can we just stop fighting? Oh, butt out to me now, Xander.
Yeah, this is a private conversation.
Yeah, and Carl's getting in on this.
No, Carnold, you cannot get in on this.
Yes, this is our conversation. Who the hell do you think you are? Ah, come on!
Why are you here?
Come on, I just want to do one. Okay, fine, you can do one. Anyways, so obviously, voices in my head are a legitimate psychological problem that I deal with. How bad is it? Well, I can't really put it into words, but maybe I can explain it this way. Oh, my head, it's filled with voices, and they just don't go away. There's a doctor kinda British, a luchador real skittish. He might just possibly be me. My head is filled with voices, and the doctors, they don't know why. For a second I'm a normal talking regular gent. The next I'm Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, you know, I'm more than just Joe, the wheelchair guy on Family Guy. I was the original voice of the Tick. It was, pretty neat.
Oh, my head, it's filled with voices, as I do my monologue. From a normal conversation, there's a sudden transformation to the original Nexus leader.
Well, if you came here tonight not expecting me to do a song cover, then I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh, my head, it's filled with voices, and the doctors, they don't know why. For a second, I'm a normal talking regular gent, and then I just speaking was. Oh, my head, it's filled with voices. It's a mental kind of fog. As often as I try it, it's hard to keep them quiet. And then I'm a bad mode. You know, it's great to be here tonight. It's great to be here on YouTube. I love coming to the wrestling side of the internet. It's great. Except for all the smarts. Oh, my head is filled with voices. It's a special kind of hell. But tonight, it's all completely okay. Because this is LS11. Okay, thank you for indulging me for those last 5 minutes. We've got a great show tonight. I'm going to be going live. Ray Wood is not here, but we have a great show, and we're starting right now with President Xander. Well, thank you, past Xander. No, Carol, I have not had too much to drink tonight. I've not had anything to drink tonight. Imagine what it's going to be like when I do start drinking. Hello, Carol. Hello, Zach. And hello, LS11 Universe. It's Xander. Yes, the room is becoming more and more barren. There are 6 weeks left until the move. It's getting closer and closer every day. Welcome to this week's, Welcome to this week's live stream. So that was actually a parody. Believe it or not, that was not completely original. That was a parody of Seth MacFarlane, the creator of Family Guy. That was a parody of his SNL monologue from 7 years ago. I came across it this past week. It made me laugh, and so I wrote that parody up myself, and now here we are. So it's good to see everybody. Zach, I saw what you said about SmackDown. Thank you very much, buddy. It's good to see everybody here. Zach, I remembered your ARW question from last night as well. I had it written down. I remember it. I see you just asked again. I will get to that as soon as the live stream, like as soon as we start the watch-along section. Just want to say, it's great. No joke, all jokes aside, it's great to see everybody. I do wish Ray could have been here tonight, but it's just the matter of that's how things happen sometimes. And so I'm going to go ahead and get the screen share started up, and let's do a watch-along of last year's LS11 Universe TLC show. This is going to be fun. You can see August 4th, 2020, so almost a full year ago now, just about 11 months ago. It was our very first our very first live stream premiere, and now we're coming up. It's officially been a full calendar year in the game, so I figure let's rewatch last year's TLC. I'll talk about stories about booking these matches and stuff while the show is going on. Maybe we'll scroll down and look at the live chat sometimes during it, like probably after matches. And I'll be answering any and all questions in the chat during the rest of the show. So let's go ahead and play.
Hey, LS11 Universe, it's Xander.
So let me know if past Xander is drowning me out too much, and I will go ahead and answer Zach's first question, which is there any canceled ARW stories? And the answer there is absolutely there are. Much like regular Universe, ARW has had a lot of canceled stories. So to think of, so to come up with which one, there's a lot to talk about. So I'll talk about a couple. I was actually going to do a full video on this one day, and I never got around to it. So I figure let's go ahead and talk about stuff from Season 3, because that's where a lot of you guys came in. There's stuff from Season 1 and 2, but no one was really watching back then. So Season 3, which was this past year, is where most of you guys would have started with ARW. So let's talk about that a little bit and see what I can come up with there. One kind of smaller one is that Kratos was supposed to win the ARW World title much earlier than he did. He was actually just going to straight up be the one to beat Arnold for it, one-on-one. But it just didn't end up working out because I decided to do the whole Sephiroth thing, and I wanted to win the belt on my birthday. Because when episode 100 and my birthday lined up on the same day, I wanted to put the belt on myself, even if it was only for 5 minutes. But there's been a lot of people who were supposed to be in ARW. They got pulled for one reason or another. Sindel from Mortal Kombat has been pulled 1,000 times because I keep getting cold feet when it comes to bringing her in. Boba Fett was supposed to return recently, but I ended up pulling his return. So there's a lot of ARW stuff. The bigger stories is something I'll have to do like on its own stream one day. And then Zach asks, "Are you going to do this for WrestleMania?" Ray and I have talked about it, and we would like to do this again for WrestleMania. Or WrestleMania from last year was 3.5 hours, so that live stream would start much earlier in the day if we're going to watch the old one back.
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing in at 201 pounds, he is the WWE.
So the first matchup of TLC was Ciampa and Edge.
Tommaso.
Now, I'm trying to remember what the exact story behind this match was. It's been a year, so I can't remember off the top of my head what the full story going into Ciampa and Edge was. I think it was just that Edge wanted a match with Ciampa, and so he attacked Ciampa. And I think it was just as simple as that, and I believe it was a tables match as well. In fact, I can look at the... Oh, no, it was a TLC match, actually. So we kicked off TLC with a TLC match. And then the main event of TLC was a one-on-one match. No stipulations. How about that? Of course, tomorrow's TLC is a 5-way main event. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to grab the Masters of the LS11 Universe form and put it into the chat real quick. Because we have 12 responses. We are missing a couple of our normal players.
Here we go. It's Edge and Ciampa.
I know Zach and Carol, you both have yours in already. So give me just a second, everybody.
Here we go. There's Ciampa. Knee strike immediately to Edge. And Ciampa quickly out of the ring here. And Ciampa bringing in Drew some hardware in the matchup. He's got a table. Oh, goes for the table to Edge, but Edge.
And there we go. Got the message pinned now, and we're good. And, so Edge and Ciampa, I think this was just one of those matches that we did because it was the kind of dream match situation.
About tables, ladders, and part of the first TLC match in history.
Have you ever had thoughts about doing Edge versus Jeff Hardy? No, we haven't. We haven't because they're two older guys, and oh my god, I forgot about that spot. Anyway, no, we've never thought about doing Edge and Jeff Hardy in a TLC match. Like I see you say, imagine the spots. Because WWE did that 15 years ago, so we don't need to do it now. You know, it's happened enough in real life. It's one of those things where it's like, it's the same reason we don't do John Cena versus Randy Orton or John Cena versus Edge or people like that. We try and put the older guys, if they're going to have matches, against newer guys. Like, I'm trying to think if Edge has ever actually faced anyone in LS11 Universe that he faced before he came back.
Reaching for Goldie.
In like if he's faced anyone that he has in real life, because like he hasn't had too many matches. I mean, Daniel Bryan, yeah, he faced Daniel Bryan a couple times in LS11 Universe now, but that was actually before they did it in real life as well. He faced Jeff Hardy once in a singles match, but that's a little different in my own opinion because it was part of a tournament. I don't know. I don't like putting older guys against other older guys because it feels like it takes away too much from the newer guys. And I might be being a complete hypocrite and forgetting about something. I don't know.
Ciampa now looking to introduce some hardware to the matchup, it seems. Or maybe not. He takes the table to the outside.
Oh, that just reminded me of a spot from later in the show that we'll be getting to with the Universal title match.
Now he's got a ladder. Or now he's got a table. Edge has the ladder.
What about Roman's new theme? That will be coming eventually.
Edge.
We are waiting for the right time to introduce it. It came out after I'd already recorded the Royal Rumble, so we couldn't introduce it there. And so we decided we're going to wait and introduce it at the right time. It will be coming, though. So Roman's new theme will be coming. It's the same way that it's. So I've already recorded through WrestleMania.
Now with another ladder to Edge.
I recorded WrestleMania last night.
Hitting Edge with the ladder.
I didn't sleep last night very well.
Ciampa just throws the ladder down on Edge.
So I recorded WrestleMania last night.
And now we've gotten the last piece.
That was fun. Roman has his new theme by WrestleMania. That's all I can really tell you.
I think Edge caught part of the ladder as well.
So any theme updates that come out between now and when LS11 Universe WrestleMania comes out, they're not going to get updated. Actually, between now and Draft Week, actually. Because I'm going to record Draft Week this week as well. Because while Draft Week, Xander should sleep once in a while. That's what the bourbon in the closet is for, Carol.
Ciampa, he's
3 weeks, and I can legally have it.
Strikes him. And now Edge Oh, Ciampa counters. And Ciampa headbutt.
But anyway, yeah, so I recorded so far ahead because the last video
And Ciampa
that I'm going to be recording
pushes
is
the
draft
ladder
week for
over
SmackDown.
Edge.
That will air on October 1st. But I'm moving at the end of August. I always like to be 2 months ahead anyway. So I'm trying to record far enough to where Ray and I can do commentary pretty much through WrestleMania before I move, so that I can just settle into the new place in for the first month, and just kind of get my bearings on everything and get things ordered that I need to get ordered, figure out how I'm going to survive living on my own, all that fun stuff.
But now we're going to get another ladder involved. Goes for the ladder, but Edge is back.
God, compared to Ciampa's newer attires he uses in LS11 universe, I'm not a fan of this older attire we had him using for so long. It is genuinely just a matter of there weren't new Ciampa attires being put out at the time.
Sets up the ladder, but Ciampa back in the ring. Ciampa with Edge.
So once the new Ciampa mods started rolling out, we gave him a new attire. I think he got his new attire at SummerSlam this year, sounds right. Oh dear God, Edge's neck.
Edge through the table. Edge through the table. And Ciampa, Goldie in hand.
Was that it? Did that end there with the table spot?
Almost got her down. And Ciampa reaching.
Ladder matches are genuinely one of my least favorite things to do in universe mode because I'm too good at playing them that it goes one of two ways. I either win it too quickly or I fuck myself over because I set it up too much for the opponent to win.
Edge with a counter. Ciampa counters. Ciampa headbutt to Edge. Ciampa throws down Edge.
And I feel like I remember the ending spot.
Ciampa, Edge up to his feet, and Ciampa.
Right, because he had the neck breaker instead of the Ciampa lock. Because for those that don't know, if you can't submit an opponent in a matchup in 2K, if you can't submit the opponent with,
drop kicks Edge through the table.
If you can't submit them, then your submissions just turn into basic moves.
For the definitive end. Oh, but Edge kicks him in the head. Edge could be setting up Ciampa for a spear. Ciampa into the corner. Edge now looking to punish the champion.
So I found a clip this week that I've saved.
All but the ladder fell. So Edge
and
is going to set it back up. Edge.
I'm gonna wait until the next. I'm gonna wait until after this match to play it. So I've downloaded a clip. It's gonna be a new reaction clip for
Edge counters.
Is Roman versus Edge a good pay-per-view match? Asks. I can't pronounce the name, but ZAQU1X. I'm going to assume that's supposed to be Zach Wicks is going to be my guess, but I could be wrong. It's Roman Edge, good pay-per-view match. Had they just done it at WrestleMania and that was it, no Daniel Bryan? Yes. But Roman has already definitively beaten Edge, so at this point, because I don't believe that Edge could beat Roman, now that he hasn't, and he failed when they were supposed to go one-on-one. So why should I believe that he's going to do it now, the second time around? Because there's fans there? There were fans there last time.
Here comes Ciampa. Kick to the ribs of Edge.
So, I mean, if Roman were to lose to Edge at Money in the Bank, it would be a waste of ending Roman's run. Because this is the best run Roman's ever been on, in my personal opinion. He's had other good runs. Like he was doing just fine in 2019. I was fine with him in 2019, honestly.
Edge and Ciampa throws Edge in the corner.
His stuff with Rowan was great. I was enjoying those stories, but other than fake Eric Rowan, that was kind of weird. But
takes him down.
Yeah, no, I think Roman's on the best run of his career right now. So
Ciampa
taking the title off and putting on Edge, especially after he's beat Edge, I don't really buy it at this point. But at the same time, there's no one else to fight Roman at this point. Because he's already fought and beat Cesaro. They never seem to want to end Rollins versus Cesaro, no matter how good the matches are. I don't want to see them 1,000 times.
Oh, God. Neckbreaker off the ladder.
I just don't want to watch Rollins and Cesaro wrestle each other 10 more times.
A neckbreaker off the ladder.
I mean, you say it was better when they weren't PG, but you know, it's fine.
Ciampa's put Edge.
Plenty
through
of
the
fine
table.
stuff has come out of the PG era, the Yes movement, the Shield. Plenty of, it doesn't, you know, them being able to say shit and son of a bitch more often on air and be a little more violent. Like, there's still blood on pay-per-views as well and stuff. So it's not the end of the world with their PG, is my thought. Like I said, plenty of fine stuff has come in the PG era. I don't think the rating of the show makes it bad.
As Edge throws him into the side.
I think a good way to put it is Mortal Kombat versus DC. Mortal Kombat is typically an M-rated game, but Mortal Kombat versus DC is rated T for teen. Is it the best Mortal Kombat game? Absolutely not. Is it still a good Mortal Kombat game? Yes.
Power bombs him. Oh, but Ciampa didn't quite go through the table. Oh, but Ciampa.
Which I think me saying Mortal Kombat versus DC is a good game is going to get me murdered by the Mortal Kombat fandom, or by about 75% of them, but whatever.
Edge now at the table. Oh, went for a strike at the table. Got him with that one.
Man, I forgot how long this matchup went on. Like, how far into the video are we? 12 minutes? Okay, it only went about 15 minutes, roughly. That's not bad.
In the corner.
Probably one of the longer matches on the card, it looks like. Andrade and Aleister Black might have been longer.
Throws him in the ring. And Edge. Oh,
definitely not Ciampa's most memorable title defense.
Grabs Ciampa into the table. Oh. Spears him through the table. Oh, but Ciampa staggering back to his feet.
So it's funny, the idea was for this match to end with Ciampa spearing Edge. And because the game just wouldn't let it happen, that's actually why their world match earlier this year ended with Ciampa spearing Edge.
Edge dodges him. Edge.
Because you can compare Edge to Ciampa. You can compare Ciampa to Edge a little bit as well.
And now Edge
to an extent, the kind of opportunist characters. Although Ciampa's a bit more violent and in your face about it than Ciampa, I suppose.
And Ciampa.
I don't know. When I was starting Universe, this was always one of those matches. So we actually started Universe before Edge came back. We started at the end of 2019, October 2019, right after 2K20 came out. Really glad we're not doing that anymore.
Well, now he's going to have all the time in the world he wants. Spikes Edge on his head.
Of course, this was before I knew it was called Willow's Bell.
Ciampa grabs the ladder. Edge writhing.
But yeah, so we actually started doing Universe before Edge came back. And Edge was actually supposed to return in our universe before he returned in real life, before there were even rumors. Edge and Christian were supposed to fight the Revival at SummerSlam from the beginning, but they weren't supposed to win. And so as soon as we found out we were going to get Edge back, Ray and I kind of squealed like little girls. Had the ideas of all the matches we could do, and Ciampa and Edge was one of the top matches on that list.
Ciampa and Edge went to war to kick things off tonight. You know, they say if you don't start the show, or if you don't close the show, you want to start because you want to steal the show, and that's what Edge and Ciampa have done already tonight.
And of course, that's a great point by Past Me there, saying that if you don't close the show, you want to open it. Well, the El Generico match with the mystery opponent is actually what's going to start tomorrow. And so we're going to see if anybody has been right. We've gotten a lot of answers. I do hate the Edge was standing up at the end there. Okay, this was the most boring match on the show, so everybody just kind of go grab your snacks if you want to. This matchup was just there. This was there so that AOP could have a title defense after they didn't defend the Survivor Series. AOP was never supposed to be the tag team champions. Gallows and Anderson were. They got released, so, you know. But yeah, so like I said, I had a clip that I wanted to play. I found this clip on Twitter. A lot of people use it a lot, so now I have it saved.
Big night for them.
I can apply it to a lot of things, but I'm going to apply it to somebody in the chat. So, Zach, just know this is all in good fun. I'm not making fun of you. I'm making a joke using your name because of stuff you comment. This is going to be Zach if Murphy wins the WWE title tomorrow.
No way! I don't think so, pal. That's not how this works.
To this point, it's a tables match.
I'm sorry. It was a clip of Seth Rollins. I had to make the joke. Zach, I'm sorry, but I think you... I don't know how you're going to react because I'm doing this. I have about 15 seconds before you see it, after I do it. But hopefully you'll appreciate the joke and know that I wasn't making fun of you.
So Like I said, their opponents, the Raw Tag Team Champions.
I've also used that clip for other things, like when I see Sean Ross Sapp tweeting "bad news coming today," I send Ray that that video.
Monday Night Messiah group.
Just no. Hang on a second. Hold on a minute, pal. That is not how this works. You don't just get to release Murphy, the guy we spent a fucking year and a half building. I haven't had a chance to stream like this since he got released because I've been on vacation and I've had a busy month in June. But oh my god, them releasing Murphy fucked so many plans over for season 3. We'll explain more in season 2 after season 2 is over. Season 2 will end on September 25th.
There we go.
So I'm not going to have much to say.
Dawkins just pounced on Akam.
Since we are all like friends here, can anybody guess your top 5 favorite wrestlers?
Dawkins gets thrown across the
all right.
Ford manages to take down Akam.
I think I can get at least 3.
Angelo Dawkins.
If not 4. Maybe all 5. Let's see if I'm right. Seth Rollins, this is in no particular order. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, LA Knight, AJ Styles, Chris Jericho.
Bring some hardware. Akam.
I'm just going off of comments, I remember. Maybe MJF as well.
Montez Ford puts the table in the ring. Akam. Oh, and Razor taking down Angelo Dawkins. And now Montez
Number 1 being Seth, I think we're all pretty sure of.
Throws him into the ring post.
I know that Murphy is definitely not your favorite. I'm well aware of this over the last year and a half or so.
Down goes Angelo Dawkins. Street Profit being dominated near.
There's not enough alcohol in this water.
Akam picks up the table.
Oh, Carol, your top 3 right now.
Has it up.
Drew McIntyre, John Moxley.
Oh, gets caught.
The third one I'm going to struggle with, honestly. I just remember Moxley and McIntyre.
Street Profits. Oh, but now we actually might. Oh,
I'm sorry, Carol. I don't know number 3, but I'm going to guess Jericho. Because I know you like Jericho because it was your Twitter banner for a while, was you meeting him. Which I'm still jealous of.
Goes to the table. As Razor going to do the same to Angelo Dawkins. Clothesline, down goes Ford.
It's funny, I can name both of your guys' top favorite wrestlers, but
another counter from Montez Ford.
Does anyone know my top 5?
Akam and Razor have him isolated. Akam grabs and tells Razor to get over here.
Like, if anyone could get my top 5 all time or current, I would genuinely be surprised because I don't talk about it very often. So I'll let you guys take a crack at it. You know what? I said I was going to give away a bonus point for Masters of LS11, Masters of the LS11 universe tonight. So whoever gets closer on top 5 current or all time, make sure you specify if you're saying all time or current. Whoever gets the most of them right gets a bonus point. I'm trying to give away 1 bonus point per live stream, so.
Clotheslines him.
And I've already done 3 bonus points so far. Prince Mada has gotten 2. He got 1 from naming the competition, and he got 1 for another competition we did that I can't remember off the top of my head. And then Hanzo got 1, and I'm trying to remember. I mentioned last week what I gave Hanzo the bonus point. I gave Hanzo the bonus point for guessing correctly who the Fatal 4-Way, which turned into a Fatal 5-Way for tomorrow, who the 4 competitors were going to be based on the Fatal 4-Ways, and he got all of them correct. With Murphy, Ali, and Apollo. So I give him a bonus point for that.
Now with Akam. Bounces Montez Ford off the table.
God, this matchup was so boring. Let's check the chat, see where we are at here.
Ford counters.
Nobody was really chatting it. JJ Hunt was there just to say go Edge at this point. I think that was it. Yep. And of course, we had that comment from Zach asking if I was going to move over to Battlegrounds, where I responded with, no, I am not, because Battlegrounds is not my kind of thing.
Calling him up. Oh, but he catches Angelo Dawkins. Down he goes.
Seth Rollins, Triple H, Murphy,
And
Cesaro.
Down goes Montez Ford as well.
Seth Rollins, Triple H,
Ford
Murphy,
rolls out of the ring.
Cesaro.
Oh boy. Oh no. Oh, I thought
KO
that was
and
him going to
Sammy.
the table. I was looking
You
at
got one. You know what? I'll give you. I'll say you got two.
And now AOP with a double team takedown to Angelo.
So
Dawkins.
as for all time with the two you got, Rollins and Triple H are on my all
This could be
time
all she wrote.
for top five.
Throw him
Carol
under the
says
table.
top five all time:
Yes.
Zack Ryder, Bobby Roode, Keith Lee. Carol also got
Montez Ford.
two.
He's
So
got him. Montez Ford.
I'll give a couple hints before I give out. Before I just kind of,
Razor now.
because I don't want to give out
The
two
tag
bonus
partner looks
points.
like Bulldog from Montez Ford though. Angelo Dawkins taking
So
him down. Oh, Montez Ford gets caught.
trying to think of what I should say. I will give the hint
Caught with a leg
for
sweep.
all time.
Dangerously close to that table though.
So
Montez Ford now picking up Akam and Ford.
So Keith Lee, Zack Ryder, Seth Rollins, and Triple H, I would say are in my top 10 all
To his
time.
feet.
Because
Count him.
I think Triple H and
Now Akam.
Ryder might have to be in my top 5 all time.
Now Akam grabs
So I'll give you hints for my top 5 all time. Triple H and Ryder, you know, we're in.
Counter. Comes Razor though.
Um,
Razor taking out Angelo
one
Dawkins.
is okay. So I'll give you hints for the other 3.
And Akam.
One
Montez Ford up
is
on his
considered
shoulders. Akam.
one of the greatest parts of the Golden Era.
Powerbomb. And just like that,
There went Angelo
Montez
Dawkins through a
Ford
table.
crashes through a table, and the authors of pain keep the
So
Raw
one
Championship.
was considered a major part of the Golden Era. I didn't say the main part of the Golden Era,
Both
just the
sides
major part of it.
battering each other left and right. But in the end, the power of the table. Montez Ford goes
One
down. Your
has
winner,
wrestled just about
and
everywhere
still Raw
and
Tag
is
Champion.
officially retired as of
Taking
3
the
years
win
ago.
for
And
the authors of pain.
and the other is considered the greatest heel to never win a world title.
Authors of pain.
And then I'll run you guys through like my top 10
Tonight.
all time and my current.
Up
After.
next, it's the Raw.
I'll let you guys each get one more guess, and then we'll see. Jesus Christ! Charlotte's challenging for the women's title 1 year later on TLC. What
So,
the
ladies and gentlemen,
fuck?
the following contest
Is my booking that repetitive?
match scheduled for one
No,
fall
it's the fans who are wrong.
for
And by that I mean no. WWE released fucking half the women.
Championship.
It's almost like it wasn't supposed to be Charlotte in this matchup in tomorrow.
Making her way.
Oh
to the
dear
ring
God, this
The
matchup is
challenger.
long.
from the Queen.
I wish I could
City,
go get a drink because I ran out
Charlotte.
5 minutes ago.
Flair knocked off Becky Lynch a few weeks ago to become.
Yeah, you are correct, Carol. Roddy Piper is one of them. So let's see if either of you guys can get the other two.
Could become the Raw Women's Champion.
And then I'll do my list. Which I'm well aware I could make a full video on Xander's top 10 favorite wrestlers and get an actual list video made out of it, but like...
Charlotte Flair making her way to the ring.
So let's see. I'll give you guys until Shayna Baszler gets to the ring to try and guess the other two. And if not, because Carol got Zack Ryder and Roddy Piper as two of my all-time, and Zack only got Triple H, then I will go with Carol. But all right, Carol has no clue on the two. So Zack, this is your chance to steal. If you can get the other two, which the hints were, one of them was considered a major part of a golden era, and the other one has wrestled everywhere and only retired a few years ago. Well, then the point's yours, pal. You got until Shayna gets to the ring.
The Raw Women's
And by that I mean by the time the music stops. Hopefully Shayna's music doesn't get me copyrighted on the watch along, because God knows Shayna might actually be worse than Seth Rollins' Messiah theme on getting me in trouble with YouTube. Let me look real quick. Yep, I got a copyright claim. Let's see the details. Was it Shayna? Yes, No, it was not. It was actually Seth Rollins, Aleister Black, and Andrade. They got me in copyright claim territory with this premiere. So how about that? I guess I didn't know that. So let me open the Masters of the LS11 Universe document. And I'll get Carol's bonus point in there. Oh, yep, Carol got another one. Randy Savage. Randy Savage was the one from the Golden Era. And so that is officially it. Carol steals the bonus point. That is 1 bonus point to Carol, which takes her up to, I can't say the total points she's got because, what was the first, was that the first match? No, Calvin, this is an older episode. August 4th, 2020. So this is the third match. That was the second. The first one was Edge and Ciampa. Let's see. So just seeing here, everyone was pulling for Shayna at this point. Okay, so Xander's top 10 favorite wrestlers all time. Then we'll do current day. So, in no particular order, because I don't feel like ordering them right now, all time would consist of Triple H, Kurt Angle, that was the one who's wrestled everywhere and just retired 3 years ago. Randy Savage, Roddy Piper, Undertaker, Zack Ryder's in there because I wouldn't have been as big of a wrestling fan without him. Excuse me. Let's have a match with this. It was called a chairs match, but you can't really do a chairs match in this game, so it was just no DQ. Like Shayna used a fucking baseball bat, so. Okay, so Savage, Triple H, Angle, Undertaker, Ryder, Piper. Well, you guys can see if SmackDown's good tonight. I ain't watching it.
Takes her down.
I don't watch Real World WWE. I can't be bothered.
Flair with the leg of Baszler and Charlotte Flair.
I have better things to do.
Grabs
I'm
Baszler.
gonna do some more writing after I get off of this. Okay, so finish my list up real quick.
And she's gonna do it again.
Stone Cold's on there because Stone Cold's got to be on there.
Slams her down again.
Love Stone Cold. Foley is probably in my top 10.
Over Baszler and Charlotte.
Rollins is kind of working his way back in there. He was in there for a while, but the last couple of years he's fallen off a little bit. So I'd say he's probably number 11 at this point.
Into the figure 4. Charlotte Flair. Figure 8. Flair.
You gonna watch Money in the Bank on July 18th? Yep, me and Mada will be doing predictions on that show. I don't know if he'll be streaming it with me, but I do know that he and I will be doing a predictions video at least within the next week or so, like the week before. Yeah, I know about the Kevin Owens and Sammy Last Man Standing match. Like, I've watched Sammy and Kevin wrestle so many times these last few years that I just can't again. Not right now. Oh, Jericho is on my top 10 as well. And number 10, again, this is no particular order. So Jericho probably closer to the top, actually. And
on top of this matchup, she kicks Charlotte in the head. Now Flair.
Number 10's a tough one.
Again.
It's not CM Punk, obviously. We all know my feelings on CM Punk. I did a whole TikTok video about it.
And Baszler knocks
it's not Bret Hart. We know my feelings on Bret Hart as well.
And Baszler cover on Charlotte. 1, 2, no. Flair kicks out.
I don't know. I'll have to think more on number 10. But when it comes to current day, guys, if I have to list 10 current day wrestlers, just period, that are actively wrestling on any show.
Stomps the hand of Flair.
No, Carol, it is not him. Not him. Yeah, Zach says, not to mention Kevin Owens versus Sammy in Universe. Yeah, we've only done it once in Universe, you know. Sean, you know, I like HBK. But I do have my issues with how he did things in the 90s with his whole I'm going to go talk to Vince thing. So I like Sean. I just have some issues with him that have taken him out of my favorites for a little while. Like, I completely respect that he is kind of born again and that he really turned things around for himself in the 2000s. But he does have, but yeah, I guess Sean might plug that 10. Might plug number 10. I do like Sean a lot.
Baszler managed to slip out of it. Baszler
And that is a good. That's a good one, Zach. That is a good one. But yeah, we've only known Kevin and Sammy once in the universe. We did it at SummerSlam. Of course, El Generico fought Kevin Owens at Bad Blood, but that's a little bit different because that's not Sammy. El Generico and Sammy, very different people, as we know.
Baszler now picking up Charlotte. Back to her feet, and Baszler.
So anyway, if we're going to just list 10 people who are on my current active wrestler favorites list,
Now Shayna Baszler.
no particular order. Keith Lee, Murphy, wherever he turns up, is always going to be on my favorites. I've always liked him. Seth Rollins, current favorites. Sami Zayn, always on my current favorites. Cesaro.
Stomps her in the head.
Lashley has worked his way in there really well this year.
1, 2, no, a kick out from Charlotte.
Matt Cardona, a.k.a. Zack Ryder. Joe Hendry, the local hero over in Ring of Honor.
And Charlotte. Steel chair in hand again.
And then probably Moxley
and
and
Baszler
Jericho. I guess this is on my all-time. Yeah, Calvin, I saw yours. I was getting there. I'm having to respond to a bunch of other comments. But yeah, I feel like Great American Bash, Cole O'Reilly is going to be fun. It's not unsanctioned, though. It is just one-on-one. It's not unsanctioned. It's one-on-one. Unsanctioned was a stand and deliver. So I might watch Great American Bash. I'm not entirely sure. I will say one thing about Great American Bash. I do hope Thatcher. I don't think they will, but I hope Thatcher and Ciampa take those titles off of MSK because unpopular opinion. And oh my God, I'm going to sound like Vince the way I say this. I don't get MSK. I just don't get them. So when you see them, they're going to be in NXT because they're going to be Rays, and I'm probably not going to take them to the main roster for a while.
And Charlotte Flair trying to get out of it, trying to fight out. Oh, I think she's going to. Elbowing her. Elbow Shayna there.
Oh, man. Our first TLC, just looking at where we're at now, our first TLC was a little rough around the edges.
Baszler escapes the ring. Charlotte had
Like these past two matches have been a bit throwaway compared to others. Ciampa and Edge was fun to an extent, but I think that's what I think it was more fun in the time, given that they had much better matches now in season 2.
And again,
like their triple threat with John Morrison at Battleground is what I'm talking about. I think that was one of Ciampa's better world title matches. Thinking of Ciampa's world title reign. So Ciampa has arguably been the greatest star in LS11 universe. Top 3 at least. I would argue top 3 performing stars in LS11 universe would be Ciampa, Adam Cole, and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins because he's always consistently been over with the LS11 universe no matter what. His match tomorrow, the Raw tag title match tomorrow at TLC, is so fun. Like, I think you guys are really going to enjoy that match, and I think you're really going to enjoy the finish of that match specifically, because that match was so much fun for me. Well, hello there, Prince Mada. We were just talking about you, talking about how you and I have our predictions battle to do for Money in the Bank in the next couple weeks. Good to see you. Of course, I'm kind of seeing double because you were in the chat when this was premiering last year.
Oh, Shayna got out of it again. Shayna.
So how about that?
The bat from Charlotte.
I saw you guys had your Return to Universe earlier today. I was there for a little bit over in the... guys, go check out PNT Wrestling's Universe mode. It's a lot of fun. Mada and Greg Tree clearly putting a lot of work into that. They're doing a lot on that. Putting a lot of hard work and effort into it. It's coming out really well. I'm really proud of how far they've come. Just from watching Mada's first Universe mode and seeing where they're at now. They've really been upping their production. I'm really, really proud to have them as associates of this channel. So it's really good to see them. It's really good to see them growing. Mada is, in fact, an OG. When it comes to the LS11 universe, like this LS11 universe, Zach, JJ Hunt, Mada, those are like the main OGs. Like you were the, and then I can't remember his name right now, but there was someone else who was in the comments. I think he was Gaining Profit, and I believe we're actually subscribed to him because he does a universe mode himself. Like those were the 4 main people you'd see in the season 1 comments. people who are kind of now regulars, like Carol, I know you came around roughly around WrestleMania time. I think your first premiere with us was TakeOver New York, sounds right. And then Jobber came around right around the Rumble. And a lot of our other regulars have come in over time. Like Calvin just came around recently, like within the last 6 months or so. A lot of our regulars have only just recently come around.
Kara Buddha clutch locked back in. Charlotte, nowhere to go. Taps out.
And Zach is the one who was here for the original Universe mode, which if I check my computer, I don't know if they're still here. Hopefully they're not. I really hope they're not.
Dominated. I thought she had it won, the figure 8.
But I think
there. But then Baszler managed to turn it around on her.
I think I have an original episode of the original LS11. Son of a bitch, I do.
Still Raw Women's Champion.
I do still have it.
A huge victory for Baszler tonight.
Yeah, Kane versus. See, you remember that, and you had to tell me about it for me to remember it.
SmackDown
Oh no.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be.
If this is what I think it is, I'm going to check something real quick. Oh, man. Okay. If this works. Yeah, I have 2 episodes of the TV screen LS11 universe on my computer, and I didn't know. I don't know how they've survived, but they have been hiding in my OneDrive for 6 fucking years.
Kofi and Big E making their way to the
August 21st, 2015 is how long it has been in my OneDrive. I don't know how they survived that long, but they are still in there. They are like cockroaches. I can't get rid of those 2 specific episodes. If I could get them to load, I would show at least some clips from them. But I can't get them to load. They're just kind of nestled in there, unable to open.
And they knocked off Beer Money as well, becoming #1 contenders in the end.
Also, for those curious, like all the hit youngsters of today, I've joined TikTok. I'm at Xander_LS11. I just do videos talking. I was going to do one today, but I completely forgot. They are not pay-per-views. They are just a random episode of Raw and a random episode of SmackDown. It's WWE 2K15 Universe Mode, Part 162, The Road to WrestleMania, and 163, Ready for WrestleMania. So let's see if I can get one of them to load. It's got to download them is the issue. So we will see if at least one of those can load or can download while we're still doing this. And this was the point where the Usos and Roman had the gold together. We were doing the Tribal Chief before WWE was doing it. We just weren't doing it as well.
And then they gotta hope.
Like we were doing this literally like 2 weeks before WWE did it, as you can see there. I don't know. Okay, my cursor's showing. Just to make sure.
Still got the United States Championship. This matchup, our main event.
But yeah, so for those that are curious, as you can see, the shelves are getting very empty. The NXT shelf, I've been taking 1 figure off the Universe shelf a day until the move because there's roughly enough to do that until it's time to take the figures away. The figures are going away in about a month. They're going away the first week of August, I believe.
Here we go.
No, they're actually going away in 3 weeks. Excuse me. So the figures are literally going away the week of the Royal Rumble. Or WWE watching or Universe. I doubt it. I don't think they know who we are. They know who we are because they copyrighted us for a video clip that they thought was theirs that was not. And I can't dispute it because technically it's a video game that WWE owns the rights for, so I can still get in trouble. But what it is, in case you're curious, is Clash of Champions Season 1, Brock Lesnar versus The Fiend. They copyrighted Brock Lesnar's in-game entrance, saying it was footage from the NXT TakeOver New York 2019 pre-show. What the
Big E now
fuck
picked up
Brock
by
Lesnar's entrance has to do with that, I don't know. So this was an awkward match, by the way.
Clothesline from
This was a
Big E.
really awkward match because I was controlling Kofi and Big E
Now
on one
Kofi
controller.
fights back against
The game glitched out, and like you'll notice, they are throwing
Now the
punches
New Day
at
and
the
Usos
same time.
going at it. The counter there from Kofi. Kofi picked up and slammed down.
Like Kofi and Big E are
Now
throwing
inside the
punches
ring
at the
with
same
Jey.
time. They're reversing at the same
Big
time.
E
Their
takes down
movements
Jimmy
are
Uso.
in sync. The game was being so weird that I was
Oh, Big E
playing
and
as
Kofi
both
both
of them
going
at
after Jey
once.
Uso.
I don't know how. I don't know why.
Kofi takes him down.
And I think I eventually fixed it.
Oh, a slap to the face from Jimmy. And now the Usos firing back.
It was
down
so
to the
weird,
Day.
though.
Well, Jay, now he's playing it smart. Kofi and Big E are down. And Jimmy's got Kofi and Big E covered.
Like, this was just a very... This matchup I remember being short because this matchup was one of those where it was one of those matters of, well, the tag team champions need to defend because they just won the titles. So they need to defend.
Now the New Day. Oh, Kofi's at the top of the ladder. Oh, Kofi finds the counter. Kofi
Man.
up to the very top of the
I'm not
ladder.
going to lie. I've been running my mouth the full 50 minutes we've been here. I wonder if real life we're getting Gargano Cross. I think we are. That's what it looks like. And I think Gargano's going to take the belt off of Cross. 2 weeks ago, I literally said to JJ Hunt during the TakeOver watch along or whatever live stream it was I was doing. 2 weeks ago, I said, Gargano's not taking the belt off of Cross. There's no way. And now, Cross had that very sad appearance on Main Event where I think it was Bobby Roode. It wasn't Bobby Roode. I think it was Drew Gulak that he squashed. I don't know. I don't watch Main Event. Does anybody watch Main Event? Anyway, and Vince went and personally looked at the Performance Center to pick out some people to bring up to the main roster.
Grabbed by Jimmy.
Karrion Cross, I think it's going to be a matter of wrong guy, right place, right time for Johnny. Well, shit, we got to get this belt off of Cross, so just put it on Johnny, I guess. Unless they can keep Vince away from Cross for like
up to the top.
just long enough to put the belt on to get Kyle O'Reilly to beat Cross, because that's who they're building it up.
Oh, the ladder's been put down.
Yeah, Main Event's still a thing.
Down goes Big E with
Bronson Reed and Karrion Cross were both on Main Event a couple weeks ago.
And now Jay up on the top.
It's just not Main Event on Ion Television anymore. It's just Main Event on Hulu.
Takes out Kofi.
Speaking of, I made jokes about Main Event on Ion Television in my How's Andrew Book Zack Ryder video. Next episode of How's Andrew Book will be coming out later this month. Who it's going to be? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I've had a lot of requests. I've had a lot of people suggesting stuff. I'm still deciding because I'm a little burnt out from How's Andrew Book after doing 2 weeks in a row of it a few weeks ago, where I did Sami Zayn and Neville within the same month. Oh, man. I had a couple suggestions for it that I'm going to see. I think Greg Tree mentioned a couple to me that he would like to see when we were chatting the other day.
Here comes Kofi.
We got The Fiend, Evan Bourne, Dean Ambrose heel turn.
And out of the ring goes Kofi.
I made the joke that I remember an event when it was Punk versus Champs. Yeah, when they thought it was such a big deal that they put both their world champions on it in a match against one another.
And
John Cena literally defended the world title against Damian Sandow on Main Event at one point. Kofi Kingston won the Intercontinental title on Main Event at one point.
Retain the tag team championships.
Oh, man. Like, Main Event, nobody watches it. So I don't know why it's literally their money show because they get a lot of money from Hulu for the rights to it.
So your winners and
so that's why they do it.
SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos.
All right, see you later, Carol. I'm going to go over to Hulu real quick. Ray gave me his Hulu login, so I'm going to pull up Hulu real quick.
That's not the last of ladders we're going to see tonight because up next is a TLC match for the Universal Championship. Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, here we go. Oh no, I found
The
it.
following is a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Not main event. No, what I
WWE
found is much worse.
Championship.
I got the episode downloaded.
Here
We
comes
will
Mr. Copyright
we'll
Claim
take a look at
himself
it
on
back
my videos.
in a minute. We'll take a look at it after the pay-per-view.
Self-professed
I've just got to kind of
Monday
ramble for a minute
night
though,
Messiah.
because Seth Rollins' entrance music in this game, this version of it anyway,
So
would
making his
frequently
way
get
to
me
the
copyright
ring
claimed.
from Davenport,
Um,
Iowa,
But yet, the final Seth Rollins-Drew McIntyre match.
the Monday Night Messiah.
Okay, WWE main event. Let's check out recent weeks. Drew Gulak fought Veer this week. Veer, who is one of Jinder Mahal's guys. Okay.
Rollins making his way to the ring, the former Universal
And
Champion.
Lucha House Party versus Mace and T-Bar. Last week on June 23rd, featuring NXT Champion Karrion Kross and NXT North American Champion Bronson Reed. I'm going to open the episode up real quick. Okay, I'm actually on my dad's Hulu account, which is not Hulu Premium, so there aren't ads. I do have it muted for a minute, though. I'm going to see who they were each fighting. I could probably just Google it to see. Bronson was fighting... Okay, Karrion Kross beat Shelton Benjamin, and Bronson Reed appears to have been fighting Drew Gulak. Poor Shelton Benjamin, huh? Poor Drew Gulak. I hate to say it, I have a bad feeling about Drew Gulak
Here comes the right
when it comes to these budget cuts as of late. Worst part is Karrion Kross's entrance. It wasn't the full thing either. It was just he walked down to the ring, and that was it.
Weighing in at 265.
No Scarlet, nothing. He just walked down to the ring
WWE
with his music playing. No black and white. Which I know they're saving that for like his big main roster debut, which they're probably holding off for fans. But I don't know, I just think it's kind of funny. Worries me a little bit. Worries me to an extent, I suppose.
McIntyre marching his way down to the ring.
Oh, McIntyre and Rollins. We did this match a few too many times. How many times did we do this match? We did it 3 times. This is part of the reason Drew went to SmackDown.
McIntyre and Rollins.
That and I wanted Balor on Raw.
Twice before. SummerSlam, where McIntyre won the Universal Championship. Hell in a Cell, where he retained inside the structure. But then last month at Survivor Series, it was Rollins, Murphy, Aikman, and Razor versus McIntyre, Owens, Joe, and Styles. And if Team Rollins won, we were going to end up here, and well, you can tell who won, can't you?
Well, yeah. McIntyre beat Rollins at SummerSlam to win the belt, fought him again inside Hell in a Cell to retain it, and then fought him again here. It was their final match. 3 times, probably too many. Hell in a Cell was probably where it should have ended. The Team Rollins versus Team and then of course they also had that match at Survivor Series. So we did this match. This program ran for 5 months.
Drew shoves the ladder into the ring, takes down Rollins again.
It, like I said, it might have been. That's why this is a borderline squash of Rollins. Just because I realized as they were making their way to the ring and I was commentating, I was like, oh my god, we've done this a lot, haven't we? We've done this a lot.
Drew McIntyre now around ringside here. What's he thinking next?
Guy I wouldn't cheer for any amount of money. Well, that's your opinion then.
Into play now.
Nowadays, I might agree with you, but because I think he's a little overpushed. But there was a point. I still like Drew. I do.
Rollins. McIntyre.
Like I clearly made him world champion for a reason.
Oh, but now Rollins going up to the knee of McIntyre, and Rollins takes out the knee of Drew. And Seth Rollins now with McIntyre. Suplex from Rollins.
We made him world champion for a reason in Universe, but he's taken a fall from grace for a little while just because I didn't want him to be the main guy for all of season 2 as well.
Drew falls onto the ladder.
I do feel a little bad.
Rollins.
I can't guess your top. I don't know if I can do your full top 5. I know Murphy and Drew are in there for sure.
Through it. Well, looks like I think he's thinking it.
I don't know who the other three would be, honestly. I haven't.
And now Rollins
I almost feel like Sandow's in there just because of me.
punching Drew, who shoves him away. Oh, nearly shoved him through the table. That could have been bad for Rollins. As Drew pops Rollins up. Pile driver from Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre
Yeah, I don't know.
drilled Rollins on his neck.
Murphy and
Drew.
Drew are the only ones I know for sure because they're the only ones you've shit talked in universe. Corbin, actually. Corbin as well because you've called him boring Corbin a handful of times.
Setting the table back up. It got knocked over when he.
Other than that, I don't know the other two, honestly.
Rollins going ahead and setting up the ladder.
Guys, we're 4 weeks away from the LS11 Universe Royal Rumble, by the way.
Drew knew better than that.
And the Masters of the LS11 Universe form for the Royal Rumble is going to be out like within the first week of the month.
Drew essentially just told Rollins, "You're not getting out that easy." What is Drew thinking now?
Oh, dear God. Oh, God. I remember this spot. This spot is scary. Miz and Kenny Omega.
Drew picks up Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre.
I would not have expected Kenny to be on that list,
Drew McIntyre.
given you've asked us to bring him into the universe a couple
Seth
times.
asked for this match. Let's keep that in mind. After Drew
That genuinely surprises me.
twice,
Jesus
through
Christ.
tables goes Rollins. Drew has the championship in hand now.
I mean, that should have been the ending.
Rollins he's done for.
That should have been the ending, but 2K obviously is like, oh, well, 20 seconds. That's all. Rollins is up now. He's going to Leo rush this.
Oh, but wait a minute. Here comes Rollins. Rollins now. Taking it to McIntyre. Rollins.
See what the chat looks like at this point.
And Seth grabs the leg of Drew and pulls him off the ladder.
Everyone's saying no for Drew.
Drew quickly rolls out of the ring. Drew back in the ring now.
Oh, yeah, I just did the premiere as
Now,
myself.
grabbed by Rollins, who throws him in the ladder.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Kenny as the belt collector. I think it's actually really stupid. I've never been a big fan of the Elite anyway, like any of them.
Which I can only assume hurt like hell. Now Rollins.
And this whole thing they're doing now where they've got the fucking mustaches and goatees and shit, that's
And
really
Rollins
stupid.
now with McIntyre. Takes him down.
They're like, oh, we're doing it for heat, man. It's just, it's not good heat. It's, you look like dorks.
Drew out of the ring.
You're supposed to be taken seriously as tag team champions and a world champion,
Rollins went for a kick.
and you just look like fucking dorks.
And Drew clotheslines the challenger.
Like,
Now McIntyre.
I don't know. That's just my thing. Is I'm not a big Young Bucks guy.
Knocks back
Kenny is all right.
Rollins hung up on the ropes by Drew.
I'm not. I don't like
Falls over
Cody.
now, and
I
Drew
do
picks
not
up
like
Rollins.
Cody Rhodes.
Headbutts him. And now Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way of putting it, Zach. You like him, but he's putting himself over too much.
Drew. And Drew
Yeah.
taken down by Rollins.
I can fully expect. I can fully understand that.
And Rollins shoved
Drew
down
win
by
Money in the Bank.
McIntyre.
God, I hope not. I fucking hope not.
And now McIntyre
Ugh.
grabs Rollins.
He doesn't
throws him
fucking
in
need it.
to the ladder. And now
Can you
Drew,
tell I'm very passionate that he should not be winning Money in the Bank?
neck breaker to Rollins. There's the ladder set up in the corner. Drew. Kick to the ribs. No. Rollins counters and takes down Drew. And now Seth
Like, he
Rollins
just doesn't need
trying
money.
to set up McIntyre here.
Look at all the other guys in
rolls
there.
McIntyre through. The super kick.
I'd
from
rather-
Rollins.
Out of all the people in it so far, we got Big E, we got
Rollins
Ricochet,
grabs that ladder.
we've got
And Rollins.
Drew,
setting that ladder
we've
up.
got
Rollins.
John Morrison,
McIntyre pulling himself up to his feet.
and we've got fucking. Don't tell me I know this.
Universal
I know this.
Championship in hand.
I literally
Drew.
talked about it the other day with
Caught him.
someone.
And Drew.
And Riddle.
Powerbomb to
Riddle, that's the
Rollins.
fifth one. And then, of course, either Sammy or Kevin after tonight.
Rollins dazed.
I'm going to assume it's going to be an 8-person ladder match, given there's 4 from Raw in there already. I'd imagine there's going to be 4 from SmackDown. So who the other 2 are going to be, I don't know. Maybe they haven't. Maybe they announced qualifying matches
Crashes through 2
for
tables,
tonight.
Slammed into a ladder.
Apparently, Tony Storm is backstage at
Falls from the
SmackDown, so that's
side.
kind of cool.
Hit with a claymore. I gotta ask. Is it even a question?
And there you go, Drew won.
and still Universal Champion. Look at that. That was the beginning of the end for Rollins. Threw 2 tables at once. Rollins tried to turn it around, but Drew Claymore took the head off.
Okay, I want to see if WWE's announced any other matches real quick. I don't think they have, but we'll go ahead and give it a shot. We'll give it a check.
Universal Champion.
Doesn't look like it.
Drew McIntyre.
Grim of AEW. Fucking Grim has popped up on my... The no texture belt happened so many times. Grim has popped up on my Twitter timeline like 12 times this week, and I don't follow him. I haven't followed him since 2017.
One ball is for the
This was the fucking match of the night, by the way.
Champion.
This was my favorite match on the entire show. And now neither guy is in the company anymore. Well, I know it was Grim. I watched Grim for 3 years. Zach. I watched him from 2014 to 28. I watched him from 2014 through 2017, and then I stopped. I couldn't. So I know it was MJF. The same way Max Caster got his big break on GTS Wrestling. Robbie E., now known as Robert Stone, was on GTS Wrestling. Bear Bronson was there. Who else? Kurt Hawkins, Brian Myers appeared on there. Of course, he'd already been in WWE before then as well. He had a big thing with Grim. A lot of people have been on Grim's show. I know that pretty well, actually. Ellsworth is still on there. Which is crazy. I do pop over to his Twitter and his YouTube to see what's going on with the show. At this point, it's been so many years since I stopped watching just because it's not my thing. It's just not my thing. I grew out of it.
Opportunity for him. The United States Championship could be his at the end of the night.
Yeah. Everyone gets their first break somewhere. That's kind of what I think about it. And Keith Lee was a security guard getting beat up by Triple H in 2009, I think it was.
Making the most of his opportunity tonight. Making the most of his entrance as well.
Sheamus and Barrett were security guards. On obviously not real security guards, but were characters on screen. I mean, the most famous one that I can think of, Sean Spears, formerly known as Ty Dillinger, was Stan in the "I just kicked Stan" segment. Of course, Zelina Vega is rumored to be returning soon. I don't know if she actually is or not, but you know, we'll see what happens.
Is tonight going to be his night? Is tonight the night where Andrade is going to capture the United States Championship? You know he'd love to.
Okay, so this is not for any bonus points or anything. Just I want to run this by some people. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. He's not going to come back to Universe before WrestleMania, obviously, because I recorded before he came back. And at that point, it would have made no sense for him to just be like, hey, Samoa Joe's back. But we're going to work him back in somewhere. Trust us. He's going to get worked back in somewhere eventually in Season 3. But I do want to talk about this real quick. I talked about this on this past Sunday's gaming stream, but not everyone that's here was there. The Royal Rumble. So first of all, I do need to say this. It needs to be addressed. I didn't think I had to address this, but I need to. Future reference to everybody. When there is an open answer on Masters of the LS11 Universe, like there was with this who's going to be El Generico's opponent, only put one name. If you put more than one name, you're not going to get it. I'm going to just not count your answer even if it's right. So you can't put like it's going to be this person or this person because I'm not going to accept that. I guess I thought that was clear, but I apologize that I didn't make that fully clear, but nothing can really be done about it at this point.
Mr. Black slowly marching his way down to the ring.
But the way the Royal Rumble predictions are going to work next month is each Royal Rumble is going to be worth anywhere between 1 to 4 points. And so here's what I mean by that. Because the way the Royal Rumble is going to work is there are going to be both Royal Rumbles, men's and women's, are going to have well, the story with Joe in Universe is that he walked out on Sandown. That was it. He walked out of the company because of Sandown. So he'll come back at some point. We'll figure out where. Maybe he'll be a new GM. Maybe he'll be an enforcer character. Maybe he'll be a muscle for someone. Who knows? We don't. Anyway, he's taking a break from injury is a good excuse, so I do appreciate that. It's a good kayfabe way of putting it. But, yeah, so what's funny is Aleister Black was still undefeated here, and most of the chat thought Andrade was winning it. And there was actually a point where it looked like he was going to. Of course, he wasn't. That wasn't the plan. Aleister Black was always supposed to win. But the way the Royal Rumble is going to work, because I'm going to...
Mexico.
Because I'm gonna get this eventually. Both Royal Rumbles are worth up to 4 points. The reason why is because there's gonna be 3 questions. It's the same thing every time. It's gonna be 3-point, 2-point, 1-point pick for both Rumbles. So like men's Rumble, 3-point pick. It's gonna list out everyone that's announced for the Rumble, and it's gonna tell you how many people are not announced for the Royal Rumble. And it'll be that same thing listed 3 times: 3-point, 2-point, 1-point pick. So it'll be the same.
Aleister Black.
It'll be the same for the Women's Rumble. It'll be 3-point, 2-point, 1-point, but all 3 will have the full list of people who are going to be in the Rumbles other than surprise or unannounced entrances. And I believe that we're announcing 20 entrants for both Rumbles, so there are at least 10 surprise entries in both Rumbles. At least. And so, for example, just going with who the champions are right now, the world champions being Walter, Bobby Roode, and Adam Cole before TLC tomorrow. It very well could be Ricochet, Ali, Murphy,
Andrade.
Apollo, or even Drew McIntyre.
Black back up.
But
Aleister Black slapping Andrade, firing away now. Black.
Say you're going in, you're knowing, oh well, these guys are the world champions going, so it's not going to be them. Say you think, Finn Balor is my 3-point pick. You put Finn Balor in your 3-point spot. You're like, well, I guess if I had to pick someone else, it would be, I think, he's not announced for the Royal Rumble, but I think CM Punk's going to return and win it. CM Punk's your 2-point pick. Then say you're like, all right, well, I need 1-point pick. Matt Riddle is my 1-point pick. Matt Riddle wins. It's going to be 1 point. And then where's that 4th point come from? Well, there's going to be a bonus point for both Rumbles, which is 1 surprise entrant in each of the 2 Rumbles. So you get 1 point if you get 1 surprise entrant in the Men's Rumble, 1 point if you get a surprise entrant in the Women's Rumble. So say for the Men's Rumble, you're like, oh, Xander's going to be in the Rumble, like me. Xander is going to be in the Rumble. So you put Xander, and then I show up in the Rumble, and you get the bonus point. I mean, that's not a good pick. I will warn you. I wouldn't suggest me unless you just want to be funny, I guess. And then the Women's Rumble, like, I don't know, Mickie James, even though she's been released from the company. And you write her in there. So that's how it's going to work. So the Rumbles are worth up to 8 points in total, which is really cool. So I'm really hoping at least somebody will get at least 1 point for a Rumble winner. Because I think the Rumble winner this year is going to make a lot of sense. Finn Balor was, of course, the Season 1 winner, so I think he's going to make a lot of sense to people. I think he made a lot of sense last year to people. Of course, we're probably going to do a watch-along of last year's Rumble in a couple weeks when we're the day before that Rumble, the new Rumble. And I might play a drinking game with it. Who knows? I'll have alcohol available at that point, so who knows? Yeah, if I remember correctly, though, this was match of the night in May, at least. And it might just be because of one spot in it. But then again, Aleister Black and Andrade just have really good matches in general. These two had a lot of chemistry together. Rumors they're pushing Drew like Roman in 2015. I mean, is it really rumors when it's just what's happening?
But Andrade takes the brunt of it.
Genuine question.
Now Aleister Black throws Andrade back in the ring. And Black now scurrying up to the top rope. Andrade back to his feet.
Oh man, how long's left in this pay-per-view? Fucking
Andrade almost up to the
okay,
top rope.
20-ish minutes. Good. I'm running out of steam over here. I've been talking for the last hour. I'm not used to not having Ray here. He's at work today.
Andrade could be closing in on the United States Championship.
Saw that on Wrestle Talk. Oh, I didn't know you were a Wrestle Talk guy. I didn't know you read or watch them.
Zelina Vega, she's fearing for the client. Aleister Black fires away and gets caught with a right from Andrade.
Meme someone posted has me laughing a little bit. Sorry.
Now Aleister
It's the for those that are unfamiliar, it's the It's the meme of the guy with all the push pins and the whiteboard being like,
Andrade, full Nelson,
like the
straight jacket German,
pushing all these connections,
Aleister
pulling
Black
at so
goes
many
down, though.
straws, all that.
Andrade's got it
And
now.
someone put
Andrade.
that picture captioned, Edge trying to convince us he's going to
Bringing
actually beat
down
Roman at
Aleister
Money in the
Black.
Bank. Because he's
And
not.
kicks him in the neck, kicks him in the
He's
ribs.
not going to win.
Black turned over by Andrade, and now Andrade.
Just between you and me,
Arm of
I would be
Aleister.
very surprised if Edge won the title
Takes out the arm.
from Roman.
Andrade now picks back up. He picks Black back up, and Andrade throws him in the corner. Andrade.
So is Shinsuke Nakamura King Nakamura now, or is he just Shinsuke Nakamura? I'm really hoping it's the second one. I'm hoping he's just Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay, his Titantron still says Shinsuke Nakamura, so I have hope that the King gimmick is just he wears a crown and that's it. And that's the only different thing.
Oh, thought he was going to set him
Because
up.
Corbin is now
Black
Baron
down the
Corbin
counter.
again. He might be
Aleister
becoming
Black.
Happy Corbin,
Black.
apparently.
Oh, Andrade
Whatever the
counter.
fuck that's about.
That's Andrade and rolls him through. One.
I mean, like, I got rid of the King gimmick in Universe, finally. I just found a better attire mod for him where he's not wearing the fucking stupid crown.
And Andrade now with Black up on his shoulder.
So yeah, for those who don't know, Ray and I actually did commentary together for the Royal Rumble about a month ago now,
One.
almost. And it's probably my favorite show we've commentated together thus far, just because we were having so much fun with it.
Andrade.
Like, the Royal Rumble has so many serious spots, and it has a lot of funny spots as well in it. So 4 weeks' time, I think you guys are really going to enjoy the Rumble, and I'm really hoping, just between you and me, I'm really hoping the road to the Royal Rumble will help bring up the subscriber numbers. We're having a shit time with subscribers lately. So, like, if you have friends that like this kind of wrestling content, please share us around to them. We're really trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before Halloween. That's kind of the goal. I've made the promise that I will wear a silly Halloween costume of a video game character if we hit 1,000 by Halloween. I don't really want to, but I would rather hit 1,000 subscribers than save my shame.
Andrade in trouble. Black cuts the throat.
God, I miss Aleister Black. I miss having him in Universe.
One.
He was supposed to return soon. Like, not TLC soon, but, like, he was supposed to be returning before Season 2 was over. What WrestleMania stand are we using? 34 in New Orleans. I can't tell you why, but there is a reason why.
Aleister Black, springboard.
We're doing the WrestleMania 34 arena, though. We used the WrestleMania 35 arena for Season 1, but we're using 34 in Season 2. Like I said, it will all make sense eventually.
Aleister Black again, springboard, moonsault.
I said I have all of WrestleMania recorded. I still need to do our backstage interview segments, backstage promos, hype videos, and stuff like that. I'm holding off on doing the hype videos for a few more weeks, just because I don't really want to yet. Because I have at least 3 of them to do.
Oh!
Right here is where everyone thought that it was over. Everyone thought Aleister Black was finally going to lose the title here.
Doesn't call it.
And I remember this. I remember this very well.
Hammerlock DDT. He's going to do it. He's going to win the title. We got a new champion. 2.
And I let it go past the bar on the count of 2 and used resiliency to kick out right before 3 to make people think it was over.
Even after the low blow.
Man, I am going to miss Aleister Black. I already do. Like, we didn't get to use him at all in Season 2, and then he got released.
What just happened? I'll tell you what just happened. Black Mass. Cover. 1, 2, 3.
I did hear about Grimes versus Knight, too.
And again, nobody kicks out of the Black Mass.
Yeah, don't worry. I know everything that's going on with modern WWE. I just don't watch it live. I catch highlights on YouTube. Like, I'm pretty excited for Knights and Grimes, too.
I said we had a new champion.
Like, I think Grimes is going to lose there and have to become Virgil, essentially. But I'm looking forward to those segments because when Grimes eventually does get to beat up LA Knight again and take the $1 million title, it's going to be a big moment. And it's going to make both guys' careers. Like, it's going to solidify Cameron Grimes as a top babyface. And through this $1 million title run, LA Knight is going to become a top-level heel. And I really hope that this is able to get another title onto LA Knight. Like maybe he and Grimes win the tag titles together, and LA Knight is wearing the $1 million title around his waist, and he's carrying both tag titles over his shoulders. Or he wins the NXT title if Johnny wins it. He wins it off of Johnny, and then Kyle O'Reilly can win it off of LA Knight. I don't know. That's just me spitballing ideas. This isn't any backstage stuff I've heard. This is just me spitballing ideas here. Oh, this match. My thoughts on The Fiend, huh? Well, we all know my thoughts on The Fiend at this point, don't we? I think I've made them very fucking clear at this point.
There he is.
And of course, now that he's not The Fiend anymore, that stupid lantern works every time. It's always got The Fiend's face in it instead of going back to the original lantern.
The Fiend.
But yeah. You guys are going to hear me in a couple weeks on an episode of Universe. I don't know which of the upcoming 3 pay-per-views it's building up to. It's either the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, TLC, or WrestleMania, obviously. It's one of the next 3 months. Alexa Bliss has a match, and she comes out to her original theme song, you know, the boo-doo, boom, boom, boo-doo, boo-doo, whatever. I can't do it. It's fucking... You know what I'm talking about. Her original Little Miss Bliss theme song, Evil Alexa Bliss. Where she just hits a normal DDT as a finisher, and she does a moonsault off the top as a finisher.
Look at how he walked away, the man he used to be. Now he's become this, The Fiend.
Anyway, I straight mentioned, like, I know people are going to ask me, when is Alexa Bliss going to become the new Fiend? And I say it's never going to happen because that gimmick is stupid. I hate Alexa Bliss as the Fiend so much. Also, gotta love getting a text to do something that's on someone else's list of chores for the night. Always fun. Fortunately, we've got 10 minutes left on this stream, so top 10 regrets in Universe Mode is an extra video on it. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of a thing we do for the Patreon, and I'm going to talk to Ray about it. I think once we get to that point on YouTube where we can have members on the channel, we'll make the Patreon stuff also available to members if we open up membership. God, this match. This match was all just to get the belt on the Fiend.
So introducing his opponents from Pensacola, Florida.
Right before the Tribal Chief gimmick started. Roman wasn't even supposed to be WWE Champion here. It was supposed to be EC3. It was supposed to be EC3. Roman did make a lot more sense ultimately, but this was supposed to be EC3, which is really strange to think about because he got released a few days after winning the belt for us, so we had to immediately write him out, which is crazy given how far in advance we do things now. So he would have probably had his full title run if it was in season 2. Like, Murphy got released in June. It's July. You're still going to be seeing Murphy for at least the next month.
No championship changes tonight. Ken Reigns wants to keep it.
Fiend wouldn't exactly. Now, I don't regret Fiend's WWE title run. I really don't, because he got some good stuff. The way he won it was cool. The Mick Foley match, or the Mankind match at the Rumble, was cool. I really liked the Elimination Chamber match, and I think him losing it to Balor was perfectly fine. I think the Fiend up to the point we did it was fine. I'm not bringing him back just because there's nothing else to do with him.
WWE champion.
WWE took the shine away, and so what would the point be of me doing it? Because no one would care anymore. So I might as well just make him the Bray Wyatt that's easier to book, where he could lose a match today to Drew McIntyre on the Universe, and it's not as big of a deal.
Could not do it at one point. WWE Championship on the line. Reigns and the Fiend. Here we go. Fiend. Whoa. Both men have the same
So I
idea.
believe Fiend only had like, well, shit, I can just tell you exactly how many matches he had because I have the.
Fiend. Kicks down Roman.
Obviously, I can tell you exactly how many matches he had because I've got the win-loss record.
Reigns.
So those don't know, we do have a win-loss record.
Fiend. Knocking back Roman. And the Fiend now.
Like a full, comprehensive win-loss record of everyone that's ever been in LS11 Universe.
Reigns now.
It's in the description of every episode now. I update it as the episodes come out. So it says it's currently edited through episode 250. It's actually edited through today's episode, which is episode...
It is all
You're going to have to give me a minute to find out what number today's episode was.
Reigns has gotten very little offense in his Reigns.
267.
Picked up by the
Because I haven't updated that in a long while.
Kicks him in the ribs. Knocks him in the ropes. This is very similar to how it went for Roman against the Fiend at Money in the Bank earlier this
Bray
year.
Wyatt in season 1 had 8 matches, and it says he lost 2. When did he lose the second? Oh, no, I know what the other one he lost was. Never mind.
Fiend counters. Reigns counters. Throws the Fiend in the corner. And the Fiend, gets caught.
What was the shortest match ever in Universe? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't have any specifics for you. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'm willing to bet it was something on Raw or SmackDown, I'm sure. We've had some squashes in the past. We've had a lot of squashes in the past. Actually, I think El Generico versus Kevin Owens at Bad Blood. I think it was a 6-second match. Bell rang, sicko leg kick, 1, 2, 3. It was over that quick. I think that was it, honestly.
Roman up to his feet now, picks Roman up.
But yeah, so the Fiend Bray Wyatt had 8 matches in season 1. He won 6, he lost 2. And I can tell you what each of those were. Excuse me. Win number 1, Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. Win number 2, Brock Lesnar at Clash of Champions. Win number 3, Daniel Bryan at Hell in a Cell. Win number 4, against Jey Uso on SmackDown as Bray Wyatt. Win number 5, right here. Number 6, or no. Win number 5, right here. Loss number 1 by DQ to Mick Foley on a episode of SmackDown when it was Firefly Funhouse Bray versus Dude Love. Win number 6, Royal Rumble against Mick Foley. Maybe I'm accidentally double counting something. Win 7, elimination check. Did I undercount? Hold on. 6-2.
Picked up by the Fiend and the Fiend.
Now I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Right hand, no, Reigns out of the way.
Okay, so he fought Reigns at Money in the Bank and won. He fought Lesnar at Clash of Champions and won. He fought Bryan at Hell in a Cell and won. He fought Jey Uso on an episode of SmackDown and won. Okay, so he actually has 7 wins in season 1. My bad. So I did undercount that. I guess I forgot his episode. I got one of his matches.
Reigns counters. Reigns with a leaping clothesline. The Fiend now into the bottom rope at the floor.
But yeah, his 2 losses are one by DQ to Mick Foley and one by pinfall to Finn Balor. That was it for season 1 Bray's losses.
Now the Fiend with Roman.
So the match is about to come to a close here, I believe.
Now Reigns.
The dog is trying to signal me that it should be time for the show to end, but like, piss off. You annoying little bastard. Not a big dog person, if you couldn't tell.
Into the cover again. Reigns. Cover on the Fiend. 1. No, again, only a 1 count.
I was good at the Fiend kicking out at 1, with the exception of 1 spot in this matchup. A lot of people really thought Fiend was going to win here. Like, a lot of people just kind of knew it was coming. I mean, I feel like it was obvious that Fiend was going to win here. And I think that's fine that we all knew he was going to win.
We know what's coming next. Well, that's Jey Uso at ringside. Another Fiend.
Okay, it was Jimmy Uso he beat, right? Because the main event Uso thing hadn't happened yet.
Sister Abigail J.
So I wanted people to think, oh, God, he's going to lose. I wanted people to think Fiend was losing right here.
The Jimmy Uso Jey Uso just tripped the Fiend straight into a spear from Reigns, and now Reigns calling him up again. Reigns. Another spear.
Was it just the 2 spears, or did we do 3? I can't remember. We're not.
And
Yep,
now
3.
Reigns.
We did 3.
Looking for a third.
Fiend was supposed to kick out at 1 here, by the way. I messed up the kick out.
Cover.
So I had to use.
1, 2. The Fiend just
Well, you can
kicked
see I
out.
missed the kick out, but it was fine because I still won the match. And then I had to do some editing because it just kind of
Reigns knows
all
what's
messed
going on.
up.
Covers him again. Not even a count. And now Reigns begins stomping on the Fiend. Fiend. Oh, Fiend.
You can see there was a quick cut there to make it where it went straight to the mandible claw.
Mandible claw's in. Reigns is referee's calling it. Reigns is out.
And that was it, yeah. New WWE champion at TLC of all shows.
New champion.
Kind of a random show to do it at, but you know, whatever. I'm about to sneeze, by the way,
Reigns
just for
with 3 spears
for reference.
couldn't put the Fiend down. The Fiend was out.
There we go.
2. And then into the mandible claw.
But yeah, so Fiend and Roman was one of those happy accidents that worked out that way.
Reigns goes out. Ladies and gentlemen, to end
Worked a little better than EC3 versus the Fiend would have. Fiend as WWE champion was actually kind of fun when we did it. I think it had a natural story.
WWE.
You can see here the chat was going nuts when Fiend won. There were only 3 of you guys. It was me, Prince Mada, and JJ Hunt.
Alexander, and that was Universe.
Of course, it ended with Bray doing his laugh, so we'll stop it there. But yeah, so that was TLC Season 1. TLC Season 2 premieres tomorrow afternoon at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you guys there. I did promise I would show what the original LS11 universe looked like. So if you've never seen the original LS11 universe, prepare yourself, because this is not good. It's not good at all.
What's going on, guys? It's LS11 Gaming, and welcome back to WWE
Voice hadn't quite deepened yet.
Universe.
You can see it was on a camcorder. Let's look at this match card here. We got the rivalries on SmackDown just randomly shifted. That's weird.
Since the Elimination Chamber, we learned that the main event for SmackDown at WrestleMania is going to be Sami Zayn versus Bad News Barrett.
So we had Randy Orton and RVD. Let's see. We had Naomi, Emma, and Paige in a triple threat. Cody Rhodes and Curtis Axel versus Booker T and Goldust. Jericho and Big Show. The Usos versus Bautista. Bad News Barrett and Sami Zayn. I was like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. And there it suddenly changed to the New Day versus Neville and Cesaro. There we go. And Edge versus Sheamus randomly appeared instead of some of the other matches. So we had Edge and Sheamus. Sheamus won. Christian came out. Some old 2K14 footage here of Randy Orton cutting a promo on Sting, I believe. Usos came out and they fought Bautista. It's actually a pretty good Batista model back in 2K15. Bautista beat the champions. Main event was Neville and Cesaro versus the New Day. And Cesaro left Neville high and dry and turned on him.
Cesaro.
And that's the last we'll see of the original LS11 universe. I don't know. What do we play us out on? If you ever ask me if I remember the original LS11 universe again, play me out, Seth.
No way! I don't think so, pal. That's not how this works.